The most valuable thing I own didn't exist a couple of years ago. It cost me almost nothing to build, and nobody can buy it, copy it, or take it from me. Not because it's locked up, but because of how it was made. It's not a company. It's not software exactly. I call it a brain, and I want to explain how it actually works. Because once you see the mechanics, a lot of things about AI, about work, and about where this is all going get a lot less confusing. Here's the unglamorous truth of what a brain is. It's files. Plain, readable files. What my business knows. How every process actually runs. Decisions I've made, and why I made them. So nothing gets re-argued 6 months later. The gotchas. The things you only learn by getting burned. This customer always wants it this way. That report is always wrong in the same spot. The words we use and what they mean. And when an AI agent works for me, drafts something, analyzes something, builds something, it reads that brain first, all of it. So it doesn't show up like a brilliant stranger. It shows up already knowing the business. Now, why does that work? This is the part almost nobody explains, and it changes how you think about all of it. The engine, Claude, ChatGPT, whichever, is not unique to me. It's the same intelligence anyone on Earth can rent for a few bucks. And it doesn't remember me. That's the misconception. Every session, what shows up is a fresh stream with its own brain. Enormous general intelligence. Zero knowledge of you. It reads the instructions in the files, and its memory sparks. And it's as if it never left. The memory was never in the model. The memory is in the files. I didn't train a model. Nobody you know is training a model. That costs more than most companies are worth, and honestly, none of us are doing that anytime soon. You don't need to. The model already knows how to read, reason, and write. The only thing it's missing is the one thing only you have, your business. You supply that in files it can read. Even the systems themselves, the repeatable automations people call skills, are just files, written the way the models like it. Here's the purpose, here's when to use it, here's the steps, here's the checks. Claude knows what to do with one. ChatGPT knows, Grok knows. The open models know, more or less. It's not code, and it's not locked to any vendor. It's instructions, written down well. That's it. That's the whole trick. And if it sounds boring, good. The magic isn't the files. The magic is what happens to them over time. Most people use AI like a faucet. Turn it on, ask a question, get an answer, walk away. The answer might be great. And the next time, they start from zero again. Nothing sticks. A brain turns the faucet into a reservoir. Every piece of work leaves a residue. A decision gets logged, a gotcha gets filed, a process gets one line clearer. Each session starts where the last one actually ended, not where my memory thinks it ended. It's a ratchet. It only turns one way. And here's where it compounds. A problem I solve once gets written down as one of those skill files. Solved once, runnable forever. One skill is a convenience, but skills stack. The skill that reads documents feeds the skill that drafts the quote. The one that catches errors watches over both. Pretty soon a whole process runs with a person just checking the work. And all the hours that used to go into doing it go into building the next thing. Every new capability multiplies against everything already there. That's why the growth doesn't feel linear. The first month, it's a better notepad. A year in, it's an operation. I'll make it personal. This video, the one you're watching, was produced by a system I built inside my own brain. Script to voice to visuals to publish. Building it took a focused afternoon or two. It has made every video since. That's the pattern, over and over. The expensive thing happens once, then it's a button. I run more than one business this way, by myself, and the honest reason isn't that I work more hours. It's that I stopped redoing work I'd already figured out, and I stopped being the only place my own knowledge lived. Now the part I find genuinely beautiful. A brain like this cannot be replicated. Not, it's hard to replicate, it actually can't be. And here's why. The system is path dependent. It's built from thousands of small corrections that only happen because of the specific problems I hit, in the specific order I hit them, with the specific people and customers involved. It's like a sourdough starter, or like the judgment of someone who's run a shop floor for 20 years. You can teach the method. You can transfer the tenets, write things down, measure before you automate, keep people on the judgment calls. But the accumulation is yours alone. Two companies could follow the exact same playbook, and a month in, their systems have already diverged. Because their mess is different, and the system is a record of the mess it survived. Think about what that means for a business. Software never gave you an edge. Your competitor could buy the same package Tuesday. A brain is the opposite. Every month it runs, it becomes more specifically yours, and the gap between having one and not having one gets harder to close. It's the first technology I've seen where the moat is time, and everyone starts with the same amount of that. And that's really the end of an era, if you zoom out. The entire history of business software is the history of averaging. To make one product serve 1 million companies, the vendor averages every workflow, and every company bends itself around the software. The only escape was custom development, the most expensive thing in the industry. Agents flipped that completely. The expensive part, fit, is now nearly free. A machine shop, a law office, a landscaping company can each have systems shaped exactly like themselves, that work exactly how their people work, for a fraction of what one-size-fits-none enterprise software costs. When custom becomes cheaper than generic, the whole market inverts. The value stops living with whoever knows the software and starts living with whoever knows the company. Which brings me to the fear that this kills jobs. I understand the fear, and I think it misreads how work actually behaves. Work is not a fixed pile of tasks where automating one throws a person away. Work is a line, everything a business would do if it were worth the cost. Every shop I've ever seen has a long list of things nobody gets to. The quotes they don't bid because quoting takes too long, the follow-ups that never go out, the analysis nobody has time for, the documentation everyone means to write. When one thing gets faster, the line doesn't get shorter, it gets deeper. You bid the jobs you used to skip. You call back the customers you used to lose. Making one thing fast doesn't end the work. It opens doors to work that was never possible before. What does change is the shape of the work. Less retyping, more judgment. And it creates a job that barely existed a few years ago. The builder. The systems-minded person who can stand in a process, map it, and apply the speed and flexibility of these agents to it. That person doesn't need a computer science degree. I don't have one. They need to see how work flows and care how it actually gets done. If that's you, this is the best moment in decades to be alive, and most people haven't noticed yet. Now the honest part, because this channel doesn't sell magic, there are traps, and I've felt the pull of everyone. You can get sucked in. Once the hammer works, everything looks like a nail. But not every problem is an agent problem. Some problems are a process fix. Some problems are people being people. Knowing the difference is the actual skill. Second, after the first wins, you'll expect it to fix everything. It won't. The wins come one process at a time, and each one has to be earned and checked. Third, and this one costs relationships if you get it wrong. You will understand this before the people around you catch up. You cannot force it down anyone's throat. Adoption moves at the speed of trust, not the speed of the technology. And the trap nobody talks about, outrunning your own trust. A brain compounds whatever you feed it, including errors. Write down guesses as facts, skip the measurements, let the system claim things nobody verified, and you compound wrongness at the same rate you compound knowledge. The discipline, measure first, keep humans on the review points, mark what's verified and what's assumed, isn't bureaucracy. It's the immune system of the whole thing. One more lesson, and this one the AI world taught us in real time, just recently. A new model came out this year, the most capable thing anyone had ever used. Within about 3 days, people had rebuilt their whole workflow around it. They expected it now, and then it went down. And for people who'd gone all in, it stayed effectively gone for the better part of 3 weeks. I watched it throw serious builders completely off their game. I was lucky. I hadn't gone too far down that road yet. But sit with the question, because it's coming for everyone eventually. What happens if you build your entire operation on one company's model, and someone, somewhere, cuts the feed? An outage, a price change, a policy change, a company that just goes away. If your system is written in one vendor's proprietary format, their bad month is your bad month. This is why the brain being plain files isn't a technical preference, it's survival. Files don't care which engine reads them. When one model goes down, gets worse, or gets expensive, you swap the engine and the brain doesn't even notice. Model agnostic isn't a buzzword. It's the difference between owning your system and hoping, and the same door swings the other way, which is the part to be excited about. The models keep getting better, every few months, on someone else's R&D budget. Every time they do, your brain gets a free upgrade. Same files, smarter reader. Nothing about this is frozen in time. The system you start today is the worst it will ever be. So the engines are rentals, all of them. The map is yours, which means the real question was never, does the AI work? The question is, are you accumulating? Because a year from now, There will be businesses whose every working day made the next one a little easier, and businesses starting from zero every morning. Same tools, completely different futures. Start anywhere. Write down one process, the way it actually works. That's the first turn of the ratchet.